Hi guys, today we want to talk about one of the most powerful tools that we've personally encountered, also featured on our channel, the guided death meditation. It basically puts you in touch with your emotion, especially if you're like very analytical and logical person. It puts things a little bit into perspective, fills you with gratefulness, and it's just overall a really powerful tool.
There is a lot of resistance doing this meditation, this exercise. So for me, it took me like 3 attempts actually to really get into the release. So I noticed that at the beginning I wasn't doing it seriously. I avoided the pain, and also I noticed in other people they're doing similar stuff and then they reject the whole exercise and think, yeah, it's not worth it. Nothing is coming. But I think there are some steps you can take which really increase the efficiency of this exercise and your results. So one step which helped me a lot doing this exercise is speaking out my emotions, speaking out my conversations. So in the guided death meditation, which I put also in our YouTube channel, there is this moment where you are attending your own funeral and you are surrounded by the people who love you, and you can really feel their presence. And I give you the chance during this situation to have a conversation with them, so your spirit sending them a message. And at that point it's really good to actually speak it out, because you will notice when you speak out those conversations that it gets much more intense. So for me, speaking out my emotions, speaking out, having these conversations and listening to my voice, it increases that experience, because then I notice, oh man, I'm really sad, and tears flow out like waterfall, like a waterfall.
Yeah, so I think death meditation really helps you when, for example, you have a lot of trouble getting in touch with your emotions, when you're a very logical person, because it's a very powerful, like it's a very strong tool. It's a very extreme tool, and especially as a person who's like myself, I'm very analytical. I do analytical stuff most of the time. So getting in touch with my emotions is not always so easy. So sometimes I don't really know what I feel, or I don't really care. I just execute because I think I have to, or I have to do certain things. So it's a nice reminder to actually feel the emotions and see what is actually truly below the surface and what is truly meaningful to you. It also reminds you that you can just be happy for being alive, which is not always so trivial, because people, they lose themselves in all sorts of problems and distractions. So it's a nice reminder that you should not take for granted that you are living each day just the way you are, just being alive. I remember myself of a dream, so I combined this meditation with a dream that I had. So it's an active imagination exercise where I was being essentially waiting to be executed, and in that dream it was like I remembered exactly those moments, and like when I woke up I was just so happy that nothing was happening to me and I could just have breakfast and start my day. What was your experience with this? Like, when was the first time you did the meditation, and what was the effect for you?
The first time I did this meditation, it was half a year ago. I discovered it actually in the book, the Hoffman process. So they have an exercise where you have to attend your own funeral. And for me, the biggest point in this meditation is actually it helps me a lot to forgive people who hurt me. So before, I always knew that my parents love me, of course, but there was a lot of anger and fear towards my parents, and I couldn't let go of that feeling. I couldn't feel the unconditioned love of my parents, and even I knew it consciously, yeah, they love me. I mean, of course they love me, and they do everything they can for me. I didn't feel that way. So this exercise really helped me to let go of those negative emotions and feel pure unconditioned love. And this is something you really have to experience. It's difficult to describe, but it's such an amazing feeling. So you cry actually, at least I cried because of that feeling, which was suddenly released, like this unconditioned love, like how much love I feel towards them and how much love they feel for me. It's such a beautiful feeling, and you get visions with them at the same moment. Often I get visions like seeing myself with them, good times, now, in the past, and in the future. And I think at least some of those points really became a realization. So I had those conversations in the death meditation, but some of them manifested already in reality, and they are changing not only me, but also the relationship with my family. And it's such an amazing feeling to see actually the law of attraction and practice here. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's also changing the way you just communicate in general with people. I think there's I always like to imagine like a spectrum. You have like the me end of the spectrum and then the we end of the spectrum. And when you focus just on yourself, on your own problems, when you're like very analytical, you tend to focus just on you as a separate entity from the whole, and your problems then become amplified because you just focus on you as a detached, person from the environment. Whereas if you are in the we paradigm, it's more about the shared experience of everybody, and you also have more empathy. You start feeling what other people feel. You can relate much better, and it's not this isolated experience, but like more of a, like you do things that benefit. You tend to do things more that benefit the community as opposed just to yourself. You feel this joy and happiness and gratitude that's actually very powerful because
is that what we are looking for anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you figure out.
Start to feel that. You start to realize actually you have it. Like there's nothing that you need from the outside to stimulate you.
Come on,
right.
Hi guys. Today we want to talk with you about one of the most amazing tools for personal change. Guten Morgen. 3, 2, 1, go! Hi guys. Today we want to talk with you about one of the most amazing tools for personal change, the death meditation. We want to talk with you about our experience with this meditation and how you can increase your experience doing this meditation.
Das können wir doch zum Schluss reinpacken.